How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to see if we can beat Terraria Master Mode without using armor. I do want to clarify that having defense is allowed through warding, accessories, as well as iron skins, but it's not something I'm going to really too heavily rely on because menacing, just makes more sense because bosses are going to kind of destroy us no matter what, so it makes sense just to kill them as fast as possible. But without further ado, let's get into the video. The start of the game is fairly lackluster because, well, you wouldn't really have armor at this point anyways, and if you do, it's basically just wooden armor, which doesn't give you a whole lot. Now, the good thing though is that we can kind of skip most of the ores we see. Of course, we want a better pickaxe and better tools and things like that, but we don't need armor, which saves a lot of time just, spelunking and just scouring the caverns and stuff like that. So what we do instead is kind of just look for different accessories like you normally would, but without the need to get all the ore you see. So after building a few houses for some NPCs to move in, I figured why not take out a shadow orb and then wait for the arms dealer to come in, because I figured the mini shark's gonna be pretty good early on. It's a very safe bet. There's no really RNG behind it. You know you're gonna get it. It just requires a little bit of gold. So after grinding up the necessary amount of gold, we managed to get the mini shark. So after building an arena, getting max life, and spending around 2 or 3 hours looking for some rubies, we are finally ready to do our first boss fight. Why did I use all these random potions? I don't know. Oh, hi. Hi there. Hello. Oh, we're doing some big damage, dude. I'm used to playing Summoner. This took like 8 years with Summoner. So while that is true, we're doing quite a bit of damage. Master Mode is not very fun in terms of how much health the bosses get. The increase is quite a lot. It's about the same as in Expert Mode, like the same kind of jump, but it's just added on, right? So it gets kind of, way crazier. Obviously the damage is increased too, but that's not as much of an issue because, well, King Slime generally isn't the hardest thing to dodge. It's more so just the slimes that spawn and not getting kind of trapped and kind of knocked into King Slime from the knockback. So that's basically all you have to worry about. But other than that, King Slime goes down fairly easily. Okay, and it's dead. Alright, with King Slime now out of the way, we can pretty much go straight to the Eye of Cthulhu, and that's basically because we already have our weapon in the mini shark. There wouldn't normally be a jump in armor here anyways, unless you fought King Slime a little earlier, but again, we don't have to worry about that regardless because, well, no armor and everything, so we can go straight on to Eye of Cthulhu. I might die here, and the reason why I say that is because, Eye of Cthulhu's got a lot of health and does a lot of damage. So, if we don't kill it fast near the end, I'm just screwed. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Grenades. Grenade. Oh, wait, it's not dashing, so I shouldn't be doing this yet. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Fight me. Alright, once it goes into the second phase and it starts dashing a lot, that's when we pull up the grenades. So at this point, things are going great. We got full health. We got tons of ammo. We're ready. We have our arena. There's nothing to worry about. Or so I thought. And then something very bad happens at the very end of the fight, and, well, yeah, just watch. Yeah, I see you. Please die right now. No! Why did I should have used grenades! It was dead! It was dead! No! Guys, you saw it die. Come on. It had 0 health. So yeah, that sucked a lot. Despite that crushing defeat at literally the tail end of the boss fight, if I would have just hit it with 2 more bullets, it would have died. And now that I look at it back, it was really stupid because I was just completely missing and frantically move my mouse in every which direction, which was not the best idea considering how low the health was, and if I would have just stayed calm and done the last few shots, it would have been okay. But we are back in the fight, and this time it goes a lot better. Just don't mess up. It was literally just that, just keep calm for the last 5 seconds of the fight and you're good. But that just kind of starts to go to show you just master mode, and especially obviously with no armor, if you just make a few wrong moves, it can all end. It's especially bad later on, but we'll get to that at a later date. There we go. Oh my god. We got it. That was slightly intense. Very, very, very slightly intense. With the Eye of Cthulhu defeated, we now actually have everything we need to go up against the Eater of Worlds, because it's literally just a weapon. So we get the weapon that we want from the Eye of Cthulhu, the Demon Bow. From there, all I had to do is spread a platform through the corruption, and we are ready to fight the Eater of Worlds. Alright, we're doing this. We're doing this, everyone. Oh! Okay. Yeah, it's tanky. Okay, we need more space. We need more space. We need a lot more space, everyone. To be honest. Okay, yes, 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 yes. Yes. Damage. Big boy damage. Come on. Oh, we're at the end of the line. We're at the end of the line. We take it down here. We take it down right here. Right here. Right here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my... Dude. I only got so much space left. Wait, that's busted. Wait, what? Why doesn't everyone do this? Hold on. Hold on. Why doesn't everyone just use Demon Bow just to arrows? Like, what? That's so good. So, yeah, that was actually a pretty easy fight. The start of it had me shook, but once we kind of got it in that stun lock, it wasn't too bad. So, yeah, if you're struggling with the boss, hit up the Demon Bow. Just to arrows. Really good. I feel like a lot... Well, I don't know. I just haven't seen many people do that. I guess just because there was Space Gun. I've seen people use Boomstick. But not Demon Bow, just arrows. I don't know. It's just really good. But next up, we are straight off to the jungle. I start to dig out a good area for our Queen Bee arena. Nothing crazy. Just a small open area to fight the boss. Have a few platforms. The usual. Nothing, you know, insane. But after completing the arena, I went ahead and tried out the new quad barrel shotgun. Now, immediately, I kind of had my doubts about this weapon. How good is this thing really going to be? Unless you're really close. Because look at the spread on it. You know? I don't know. Now, because of the widespread on the quad barrel, I didn't end up using it all too much. I think its place in the game is more like close quarters and then against the higher defense enemies. Which Queen Bee does have a decent amount of defense. You'll see once I run out of tungsten ammo, the numbers definitely go quite down. But so that's when, okay, maybe the quad barrel would be good. But the thing is, that's only if you're close up and hitting it all the time. So I decided not to really use it all that much in this fight. Overall, the fight, you know, again, takes a very long time because of Master Mode, and the lack of armor means less damage. But that doesn't really apply as much pre-arm mode as it does hard mode, which you'll see eventually. But the main thing about the Queen Bee, in my opinion, the main threat is pretty much just the poison damage. So the reason why this fight wasn't too difficult is because of the campfires and heart lanterns that I set up. I have both of those things, plus well-fed, as well as the Band of Regen. So with all this regen, the poison damage doesn't really affect me all that much. So when I take that odd hit every once in a while, we are still pretty fine. You don't really see our health dip whatsoever. So at that point, it's just a matter of dodging the main attacks. And most of them are pretty, you know, telegraphed. It's pretty much the only threat are the stingers and maybe the odd bee, but the bees don't really do much damage anyways. So overall, the fight wasn't too bad. It was just more so an endurance fight and just how you know, long can I keep this up. Eventually, the fights start to get a lot more intense and we start to die way faster. Because remember, we're still in pre-hard mode, so not having armor at this point isn't too big a deal because you don't really get that much like extra damage from your armor at this stage of the game, and you don't really get that much extra defense either. So it's not too bad to have no armor. Okay, this is where we... Okay, there we go. GG's. That's when you want to use the, the quad barrel, when you just need the base damage because everything is, like, tanky as hell. Damn, GG's. So next up on the boss progression list, as most of you probably know, is Skeletron. Now, after building the arena, I really wanted to get the bee's knees because we got the bee gun when we first went up against the fight, which isn't bad, but I prefer, you know, the bee's knees is just really good. So I went back and fought the queen bee a few more times to try and get it. Come on, quad barrel. Come on. Come on, quad barrel. Oh my god. I should have died. I know. Oh, we got another beekeeper. I love this game. Screw the bee's knees. We're going to be using the beekeeper, boys. So after very narrowly getting one more kill and just getting another beekeeper, I said, you know what, screw it, let's just go fight Skeletron. So that's exactly what we did. This fight actually wasn't too bad. The bee gun was doing pretty decent against Skeletron. We also had a bunch of bee nades to huck around too, so there wasn't a whole lot. The thing is though, Skeletron is very scary. Very, very, very scary in Master Mode, especially when you have no armor. So if you get stuck by the spinning attack that Skeletron has, it chunks you for like 100 damage every hit, which is very crazy. Some of these numbers might not seem too high to you, but like if you're also getting hit by the occasional skull and that sort of thing, it's pretty much certain doom and death by just getting hit like even once by the spin attack. So I still have to be very careful. And of course, like everything in Master Mode, it has a lot of health. So the fight did take a decent amount of time. So it was pretty brutal, but eventually it paid off. I do want to talk about our reforges now though. Or I guess lack of, because I haven't really done anything with reforges so far because of, well, I just don't have the gold and it wasn't too necessary early on. Later, that's gonna 100% change. But during this playthrough, while we're not restricted from using warding, we mainly went for menacing just because the amount of defense that we get is not really worth going for. It's better just to make these fights as quick as possible so there's less room for error in terms of dodging. So that's pretty much what I ended up doing. But yeah, Skeletron, while it was fairly scary going up against him, we did eventually manage to do it without too many issues. It was a little bit close while the limbs were still up, but once they went down, it was fairly straightforward in terms of dodging the boss. Yes, okay, we did it. We did it. Now that Skeletron has been defeated, we can obviously go down to the dungeon. Now, let me tell you, the dungeon is not a fun place. Obviously, we have no armor. This is Master Mode. So things just hit really hard. So exploring this area was really annoying. We only really needed the Cobalt Shield. There's nothing else too much of value to us here. The other thing would be the Shadow Key. So basically just Shadow Key and Cobalt Shield. Is all we really need. I also wanted to get the Magic Missile just to try it out because it was something new in 1.4, but it wasn't really something we'd be using all that much. So yeah, but dungeon, not fun. Yeah, just really bad. I want to get out of here as soon as I could because there's just obviously so many enemies. Everything hits you really hard. The weapons that I have aren't that strong, so it takes a while to chew through enemies. So it's just not fun. Don't recommend. Bad time. So after we traversed the dungeon, the only thing left to do before we take on the Wall of Flesh was get a flaring bow and of course build a hell bridge. Now, I was not expecting this fight to be so difficult when I first was going into it. Turns out, Wall of Flesh lasers do a decent amount of damage, especially when the fight, you know, kind of comes to a close. And on top of this, I think that Wall of Flesh is probably one of the most buffed in terms of in Master Mode versus other difficulties, because Wall of Flesh gets faster as its health gets lower and does more damage as its health gets lower. So you kind of depend on the ability to defeat it fast when it gets to that low percentage, but that percentage is more and more health as you increase the difficulty, so you have to survive longer and longer in that phase that's extremely deadly. And it also takes up more space, so you have to really thoroughly prepare in terms of arenas and what weapons you use and everything, whereas other bosses aren't as bad. And of course, since we are using no armor, we don't get any damage boosts, we don't get extra defense to help us tank some of these hits, so it does get very insane, and we do eventually run out of space with our arena. No. Oh no, we're out of space. No, I didn't. Okay. Hold. I got this. I don't got this. Yeah, so Wall of Flesh is no joke in Master Mode. But I figured, okay, well, we just need a bigger arena and to just, you know, be better and just not get it so much. And then we'll be okay. So that's exactly what I did. I just got our bigger arena and then kind of went straight back into it to see if we could, you know, see any improvements. Now, the second go around was a lot easier because I could put more distance in between myself and the Wall of Flesh, so it made dodging a little bit easier. I also was much more focused this time around because I wasn't sleeping on the boss anymore. But yeah, because I have a longer platform, I can afford to use more of the runway to actually damage Wall of Flesh. So in the end, it wasn't nearly as bad now that we had a bigger arena, but it was still, again, I couldn't sleep on the boss. I couldn't just, like, you know, not use my brain. I had to really focus in order to get it done. And with that, we are now in hard mode. But that is going to be the end for this video because I decided to split it into 2 parts. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Expect part 2 very soon, probably within the week, but we'll see. I'm not sure exactly when everything's going to be put out. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe. I've got quite a few more challenge videos here on the channel that I definitely recommend you check out. In addition to that, if you want to catch some of this action live, be sure to head over to my Twitch channel. I'll leave a link in the description. Feel free to give me a follow. But with that being said, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.